Hi, this is Dan Steven Erickson, songwriter, and today I want to talk to you about AI and songwriting. Now, I personally don't really use AI to write songs, but I have played around with it, and it's crazy what can be done. It's scary crazy. So about a month ago, a Facebook friend of mine sent me a message on Facebook Messenger, and he said, Dan, this is amazing. Listen to these songs I wrote using AI. And I listened and I'm like, pretty impressive. You know, it sounded like this independent artist with a little country, little, a little pop, and it was pretty good. Although as a seasoned musician, I could tell it was pretty much a computer generated song. But it was good, right? And so he sent me a link to Suno, and then I tried it myself. Now, I had also already played around with ChatGPT. I don't use ChatGPT to help me write songs, but every once in a while I'll just go in there just for fun and say, hey, write a song about a cowboy with a broken heart in Texas, whatever, right? And ChatGPT will give me some lyrics. So I went and I got some lyrics from ChatGPT and I put them into Suno and I gave it a style, and in about 2 minutes I had 3 different versions of this song. You know, they gave me options, right? Suno did, and all 3 were pretty good, right? The timing wasn't perfect in a couple instances. The lyrics felt a little squished in there in a couple spots, but it was pretty good. And I did it in a matter of minutes. Now, I know Rick Beato, if you ever watch Rick Beato on YouTube, he's got a YouTube channel all about music. He's concerned with this, and so am I, because what's going to happen, or what's already starting to happen, is big music industry is going to take advantage of this. They can create completely fictional musicians, right? Now, I don't know how this would work for live music, because I think real music lovers still want live music. We want to see people playing the music, not just a light show and a hologram or something, and random or lip syncing. We remember, what was it, Milli Vanilli way back when. We rise up against that still, I think. So I don't know how well it will work for live music, but it could work to generate hits, right? Radio-friendly hits that just go out there and people sing along on their radio with lots of programmed drum machines and programmed music and auto-tune sounds and whatever they want to do. Now, I told my friend said, hey man, you really ought to start using this. And I contemplated it for about 5 minutes, right? And I played around with it, did 3 or 4 songs. I did a couple of my own lyrics, and yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. It worked, but it's not real, and I can tell, right? Now, I'm sure if I really wanted to, spend some money and buy the higher level of Suno, that I could make it sound a little more realistic. I could tell it more what to do, right? I want this chord here, or I want this pause there, right? I could do that, but I'm not going to spend the money on that. I'm just not. I don't like that for the future of music. It scares me, right? That we'll have completely fictional musicians, fictional artists that aren't even real, right? And no matter how hard you try, I still don't think you can get a true live music sound out of AI. Will it come in the future? Maybe, but there's little idiosyncrasies in live music that makes it better. How hard the drum is played, the strike of the guitar, the intonation, even little mistakes right? You don't get that in AI. And sometimes those little mistakes and those little intonation things, that symbol that got hit a little bit too hard actually adds to the music. So yeah, AI is here. I could take all of my song lyrics and put them into an AI machine and deliver them that way. But that's no fun. It's a little fun, but it's not what I want to do, right? And personally, I'm getting to the point where I'd rather step away from any interest in the commercial music scene and just go play banjo, right? Or folky music, singer-songwriter stuff, all live, all, true performance. Anyway, that was on my mind. I guess Rick Beato's got something coming out on CBS TV about all this. And I'm glad he's speaking up about it because he's not a fan of it. He's playing around with it and he goes, that's pretty good, but he still doesn't like it. And I agree with him. And it's part of the problem with the heart and soul of music too. Music has lost its soul, right? Because it just doesn't feel the same when everything is automated. There's, the average listener may not notice. I do, right? I can tell. It just doesn't feel the same. All right, I'm done for now, but be on the lookout for fake musicians and AI music because it's here, and the music industry very well may take advantage of it. Think of all the money they can make. They don't need any bands anymore. They don't need any studio musicians. They just make a fictional artist and bam, AI. Think of all the money they could make. I don't like it. Anyway, this is Dan Steven Erickson, a real songwriter who uses real instruments and his voice, as crappy as it may be at times, to write his songs. I'll see you next time and have a great day.